Alright, good morning, friends. So for today, right now, first off, I'm trying to find a place to place my phone, but two, I am doing my daily morning pages practice. It is a form of magic, and it's something that I was actually taught via the Artist's Way book by Julia Cameron. Now, I've been apparently in contact with Hogwarts, not fully believing that it's Hogwarts, because I think Hogwarts is a stupid concept and a stupid school. But apparently I've been in contact with them, and that book is actually the book that wizards, like great sorcerers and sorceresses, receive when they get their invitation to Hogwarts, okay? And inside that book, I found out about this daily morning pages practice before I knew that it was supposedly tied to Hogwarts, all right? And it's just something that I've continued, and I know there's a lot tied into it. I'm not gonna lie to you. The morning pages do reveal a lot about what is truly out there in terms of the divine, in terms of source, in terms of creation, all right? So like, keep that in mind when you think about starting a daily morning pages practice, and especially if you haven't actually read the Artist's Way book, okay? Now, with that being said, for the sake of advancing my magic, I'm really trying to make sure that I dedicate myself to completing my morning pages practice. This is because after completing one full 12-week course of like actually fully applying myself to the material of the Artist's Way, literally discovered that magic is real. And I was like, cool, if I do this again, not only did I discover magic is real, I had a whole ass, past life regression, I am God, I'm Athena, Hogwarts is real, my best friend from childhood was never my best friend, no one knows what the fuck's going on, type moment, experience, created feminine vengeance, radicalized the 21st century, had my own Luigi Mangione moment when I caused massive protests across the United States as Starbucks workers rallied to say that they want to unionize. And there are active protests and active boycotts happening, especially around Southern California and the Inland Empire, against Amazon, my previous employer. Okay, that's me, that's all me, right? Awesome stuff from the first read of this book, okay? So since then though, one thing that was super crazy that like I'm still thinking about as I sit here with like nothing but debt and $2 to my name, but family and love and self-knowing, having like in a way truly sacrificed everything that I have to pursue knowledge, I now sit here making this video saying like, I really need to make sure that I continue doing my morning pages and I get more dedicated to it. Now, one of the things that is like a radical kind of concept that I took from the morning pages, their daily practice, their daily implementation, how they apply into my life, yada, 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 etc., is that the morning pages themselves are a creative magic practice, meaning that you don't necessarily have to do them exactly as how they are outlined, because why would you? The whole point of creativity is to push boundaries, to express, to cross lines, to connect things, right? So one of the things that I started doing at times is having more leniency with myself regarding my morning pages and not forcing myself to actually have to do them in any way, shape, or form, but committing to them daily, and even if I miss them, owning it and accepting it, all right? So the reason why I say this is because lately, with everything going on in my life, the morning pages have not been my biggest priority, and continuing the Artist's Way in a dedicated practice as my life has been absolutely evolving in a way that is very fucking difficult to understand. In fact, nobody else in existence will understand what it's like to wake up as God. Like you're not. This shit's been fucking exhausting. So imagine that, and then imagine being like, oh, so like the only thing that's really keeping me like going is that like now I can admit once again, as I experience something I've already done once before. I've literally lived this entire moment once before, going, oh, well, I guess now I can be happy to know that like I can study magic. I won't be doing so at Hogwarts, of course. I hate that fucking school. But apparently magic is real. And magic was used to bully me to suicide at one point when I walked around looking like this, and people thought it was fucking funny. So as I do my morning pages, I question, is 5 minutes long enough as I explain like all the stuff that I want to write down, but my hand is exhausted, blah, 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 blah. I want to get to dancing, blah, 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 blah. And there's some other things on my mind, blah, 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 yada, 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 etc., etc., etc. I wonder if I've outlined enough. I have a friend named Lupita that, like, literally, she's me. Is that weird? Because the girl's me. The girl's me. And her parents were dentists. The girl was an angel. She grew up in heaven. Daughter of Nike. Believe it or not, she had Haitian roots. Soccer player. I think she was a Quidditch player. What else? Lupita, short for Guadalupe. Didn't the, like, Feast of Guadalupe just pass? Something like that. And once again, it's so weird. I get this weird feeling that, like, the entirety of existence is like, hey girl, in this image, this temple body, Artiana Lena Marie Molina, you shouldn't be alive today. Why would existence be telling me that? Like, who would wish suicide upon me? Like, what kind of jealous, envious, ugly witches, like, would wish suicide upon me? Or, like, want me to not live? Especially because, like, everything that I stand for, everything I want to do in my life, like, I must be a good contribution to existence. It's just weird because, like, it sucks. It sucks to look around in a place where by the literal lies, the construct of lies that I was raised in, right? Me, personally, by my friends, my family, my army, my comrades, my angels, demons, all of existence, my creations, my ideas, my voice, my image, my brothers, my sons, everything. Creating lies around me as I grew up, quote unquote, grew up. Meaning I was reborn 24 and a half years ago. And they did the same shit they did to me the first time I was born into this world in this image. And they lied to me about magic, used it against me, tried to bully me to death with magic in a world where they had outlawed it. Where the wizarding world exists, y'all. Hogwarts, that shit's real. And I'm Hermione Granger, believe it or not. They called me a mudblood, and it was racism. It had nothing to do with magical versus non-magical blood, because I come from the most brilliant, the most magical, the most powerful, and most important 7 bloodlines of all existence. 7. In which I'll bet you that somewhere across existence, there's another 7 similar, maybe like extroverts, like, you know, like reflections of one another. And that, imagine what a union of those 14 bloodlines would create. Just some ideas. I'm just rambling here, y'all. I really did not feel like doing, like, writing my morning pages. Magic is real. Magic is real, and Artiana Lena Marie Molina is God. That was her name in her first life ever in existence, where she was a sweet little kid, one of countless robots, NPCs, in a reality where no one knew what the fuck was going on, and shit was fucking stupid, and there was a stupid-ass white man named Donald Trump parading around Earth, spreading hate everywhere, quote-unquote, in the name of God, while everyone hated him except for the United States. People were suffering, endless death, endless disease, endless famine. There was a very elite group of people living in existence, not only with money, but with magic, with power, with immortality, with the ability to heal the world. Meaning, like the witches and wizards people. They've been real. Walking around watching the suffering, thinking that they were better than anybody when they could be healing this shit. thinking that they were better than even God, while God was out here choosing to not know itself and simply exist amongst the people alongside them, waiting for God's people to wake the fuck up and realize that it is their duty and obligation to help the people. Like, if you have magic, why the fuck are there bombs going off in Palestine still? You can make shit levitate. You can make shit levitate. You can heal someone from death, from the brink of death. And there's countless kids dying somewhere in the world. There's people starving when you can make food appear. Donald Trump exists when we can Avada Kedavra him. Like, seriously? And the angels have been awake walking around thinking that they're better than the humans. Let's really think about this. Let's really think about what it means to be gifted, blessed, to know God. Because right now, what I think is that the people who have been suffering, they deserve to have magic. They deserve to have immortal life. They deserve to be healed. Because why the fuck is anyone with magic or an angel self-aware allowing this shit to happen? Why the fuck is anyone with money allowing this shit to happen? The earth is burning to the fucking ground, guys. And angels, demons, all the magical things, extraterrestrials, X, Y, and Z, are laughing at that shit, thinking that they are God and they are not. Get humbled. Sit the fuck down. Take note and start fixing this shit, as is your due obligation. Otherwise, don't have magic. Don't be an angel. Go be in hell. But we're not gonna do this watch fucking shit burn and pretend to be great. That's not what this shit is. The United States of America has hell to fucking pay the rest of the earth.